Picture this, you're working at McDonald's, putting fries in bags for $9 an hour, sleeping on your homie's couch because you can't even afford your own place. Then bam, one song changes everything and suddenly you got $20 million in the bank. That's exactly what happened to GloRilla, but here's the crazy part. She made all that bread by accident, just playing around in the studio. But hold up, it gets even more wild. This girl went from broke to millionaire overnight, but when her family needed her most, she allegedly turned her back on them. Her own sister had to expose her on social media for not taking care of the people who raised her. We're talking about a woman who grew up with 9 siblings, eating nothing for breakfast, living with cockroaches, and now she's got more money than she knows what to do with. How does someone accidentally stumble into $20 million? What really happened when FNF went viral in just 3 days? And why is her family calling her out for being greedy with the money? Stick around because I'm about to break down the most insane rags to riches story in hip-hop, and trust me, you're not gonna believe how this all went down. Let's get into it. Before we dive into this crazy story, let me put y'all on game about who GloRilla really is. Born Gloria Woods in Memphis, Tennessee, specifically in a neighborhood called Frazier on the northwest side. Now, Memphis ain't no joke, and Frazier definitely ain't the suburbs, you feel me? We're talking about an area where survival is the name of the game. GloRilla herself said it best. It was fun growing up in Memphis though, like it was bad. I mean, not bad like, the city got his name, I know trust, yeah, type, but I'm really proud to say I'm from there. That's that Memphis pride right there, but she's keeping it real about the struggle too. Now here's where it gets real. Gloria wasn't just dealing with regular hood problems. She was one of 10 kids. Fam, 10! Can you imagine trying to feed 10 mouths when you're already struggling? We're talking about mornings where breakfast wasn't even an option, where cockroaches were roommates, not pests. This wasn't just being broke. This was survival mode every single day. But here's the thing about Gloria. Even in all that chaos, she had something special. She was singing in church sometimes 4 times a week because her extremely religious mother would often take her. That's where the music bug bit her, but life had other plans. The Memphis music scene has always been different from other cities. You got your 3-6 Mafia legacy, your crunk music roots, and that raw, unfiltered energy that comes from real struggle. Gloria was absorbing all of this growing up, even if she didn't know she was preparing for her future career. Let me paint you a picture of what Gloria's childhood was really like, because this ain't your typical grew up poor story. We're talking about a level of poverty that most people can't even imagine. Gloria was born in 1999, making her the 8th child out of 10 siblings. That's right, her parents had 10 kids while living in conditions that would make most people call child services. The house they lived in wasn't just small, it was falling apart. Gloria has talked about sleeping on air mattresses that would deflate in the middle of the night, leaving her on the cold, hard floor. But even worse than that were the rats and cockroaches that shared their living space. These weren't occasional visitors, they were permanent residents. Picture this, you're a little kid trying to sleep, and you can hear rats scurrying around in the walls. You wake up and there's cockroaches crawling across your face. Your stomach is growling because there's no food for breakfast, and you're wearing the same clothes you wore yesterday because there's nothing else clean. That was Gloria's reality for the first 15 years of her life. Her mother was extremely religious, and I mean extremely. They went to church sometimes 4 times a week. No Christmas, no Easter, no Halloween, no Valentine's Day. Her mom believed these holidays were pagan rituals, so the only celebrations they had were birthdays and Thanksgiving. Imagine being a kid and watching all your friends get Christmas presents while you get nothing because your mom thinks Santa Claus is the devil. The family survived on government assistance, food stamps, welfare, whatever they could get. Gloria remembers going to what they called the commodity house to get government cheese and other basic supplies. She said that cheese was so hard they had to cut it with a butcher knife. When they had rice and cheese for dinner, that was considered a good meal. But here's what's crazy. Gloria thought this was normal. She thought everybody lived like this until she got older and realized that most families don't have rats as roommates and don't have to choose between eating and paying rent. Her father drove an old Mercury that barely ran. Gloria remembers one time when all 7 kids had to squeeze into the back seat just to get to church. They were literally sitting on top of each other, but that was their only transportation. The overcrowding in their house was insane. All the girls shared one room with a single queen-sized mattress. The boys were crammed into another room, and some of them had to sleep in the hot, stuffy attic. Privacy didn't exist. Personal space was a luxury they couldn't afford. Gloria was too embarrassed to bring friends over. How do you explain to your classmates that you live with rats and cockroaches? How do you invite someone over when there's nowhere for them to sit because you don't have furniture? So she kept her home life separate from her school life, which made her feel isolated and different from other kids. Gloria's mother wasn't just religious. She was what you might call a religious extremist. The family's entire life revolved around their faith, but it wasn't the kind of joyful, community-oriented Christianity that brings families together. It was strict, controlling, and isolating. Church wasn't just on Sundays. They went to service multiple times per week, sometimes as many as 4 times. Gloria spent her childhood sitting in hard wooden pews, listening to fire and brimstone sermons, wearing long white dresses for liturgical dances, while other kids were playing outside or watching cartoons. But here's where it gets interesting. This is where Gloria first discovered her voice. She started singing in church, and she was good, really good. Her voice was powerful and soulful, and people took notice. For a while, Gloria thought she was destined to become a gospel singer. She had dreams of touring with gospel groups and spreading the word through music. Her mother worked as a nurse in nursing homes, and sometimes she would bring Gloria along to sing for the elderly residents. These were some of Gloria's first real performances, singing hymns and spirituals for people who were lonely and forgotten. It was here that she learned how music could touch people's souls and bring comfort in dark times. The irony is that this strict religious upbringing, which was meant to keep Gloria away from the evils of the world, actually gave her the foundation for her future career. She learned stage presence in church. She learned how to connect with an audience. She learned the power of music to move people emotionally. But as Gloria got older, the restrictions started to feel suffocating. She watched other kids her age having fun, going to parties, celebrating holidays, and she felt like she was missing out on her childhood. The resentment started to build, and she began to rebel against her mother's strict rules. The breaking point came when Gloria was around 13 years old. Her mother had grown skeptical of organized religion and stopped taking the family to church regularly. The long white dresses were put away, the hymns stopped, and slowly that little church girl started evolving into something nobody saw coming. Gloria's education was as chaotic as the rest of her childhood. She was homeschooled until 5th grade, which meant she was isolated not just at home, but also from the normal social development that comes with going to school. Her mother controlled every aspect of her education, and Gloria had very little interaction with kids her own age. Everything changed when one of Gloria's older sisters made a phone call that would alter the trajectory of their entire family. Fed up with their living conditions and their mother's controlling behavior, the sister called Child Protective Services and accused their mother of abuse and educational neglect. Suddenly, Gloria found herself enrolled in public school for the first time in her life. She remembers that first day vividly, walking into a classroom full of kids, colors, sounds, and energy. It was overwhelming, but also exciting. For the first time, she was part of the world she had only watched from her window. But Gloria's school experience wasn't stable. She bounced around from high school to high school, Melrose, Martin Luther King Junior College Preparatory, Ridgeway High School. She couldn't seem to find her place anywhere, and her academic performance suffered because of the constant changes and the chaos at home. School became an escape for Gloria, but it also highlighted how different her life was from other kids. While her classmates were worried about homework and dating, Gloria was worried about whether there would be food at home and whether the electricity would be turned off. Despite the challenges, school exposed Gloria to new ideas and possibilities. She met kids from different backgrounds and started to understand that there was a world beyond Fraser, beyond poverty, beyond the limitations that had defined her childhood. It was during high school that Gloria started smoking weed and hanging out with different crowds. This is when she lost her singing voice, the voice that had been her ticket out of poverty, the voice that had made her special in church. But as one door closed, another was about to open. When Gloria realized she couldn't sing anymore, she was devastated. Music had been her identity, her escape, her hope for a better future. But instead of giving up on music entirely, she decided to try something different: rapping. Her cousin was the one who gave her the nickname GloRilla. As she explained, "My cousin gave me my name because my cousin, like, I'm really be on some savage, but you know my name Glo anyway." Then boom, he hit it with the Rilla. The name was perfect. It captured both her real name and her fierce, no-nonsense personality. In 2018, at the age of 19, Gloria created a SoundCloud account under the name GloRilla and started uploading her music. Her first tracks were rough around the edges, but they showed potential. She was still finding her voice as a rapper, experimenting with different flows and styles. She started with a duo called Pretty Thugs, releasing tracks like Where and Ride. The music was raw and unpolished, but it was authentic. Gloria was rapping about her real experiences. The struggle, the poverty, the determination to make it out. After the duo phase, Gloria went solo and released tracks like Solo and Favorite. She was slowly building a small following on SoundCloud, but nothing was really taking off. The music was good, but it wasn't reaching the right audience. In 2019, Gloria took a big step and released her debut mixtape, Most Likely Up Next, on YouTube. The title was prophetic. She really believed she was next up, even though she was still sleeping on couches and working minimum wage jobs. The mixtape showcased Gloria's growth as an artist. Her flow was getting tighter, her lyrics were getting sharper, and her confidence was growing. But commercially, it didn't make much of an impact. She was still an unknown artist from Memphis trying to break into a crowded field. The following year, she released an EP called P Status. This project was more focused and showed even more growth. Gloria was developing her own sound, a mix of Memphis crunk, modern trap, and raw storytelling that would later become her signature style. But despite the musical progress, Gloria's personal life was still a mess. She was bouncing from couch to couch, working dead-end jobs, and struggling to make ends meet. Most people would have given up by this point, but Gloria had something that separated her from everyone else, an unshakable belief in herself. Let me tell you about the lowest point in Gloria's life, because this is where her story gets really real. We're talking about late 2021, early 2022, just months before FNF would change everything. Gloria was 22 years old, still chasing her rap dreams, but living like she was homeless. She was sleeping on her friend Gloss Up's couch in the middle of the hood. Gloss Up had a 2-bedroom place, one room for her, one room for her baby, and Gloria was crashing on the living room couch. This wasn't a temporary situation. This went on for months. Gloria described it herself. Starting in like October, November, I was staying at Gloss Up's on her couch. Gloss Up's in the middle of the hood, 2 bedrooms, one for her baby, one for her. I was in there on her couch, you know what I'm saying. But here's what's crazy. Even while she was couch surfing, Gloria was still making music and making it look like she had her life together. She said, "I was still making music though. I was making this shit look good as hell because I was still dropping music. Everybody thinking like I got this shit going on. But in Memphis, like everybody thinking like I got this shit going on. Like, no, I'm saying because I'm still dropping music." Every day, Gloria would wake up on that couch, get dressed, and head to the studio. She would spend whatever little money she had on studio time and music videos, then go right back to sleeping on somebody else's furniture. She was literally faking it till she made it, but the making it part seemed like it might never come. The situation got even worse when Gloss Up got into some legal trouble and Gloria couldn't stay there anymore. She moved to another friend's place, sleeping on another couch, still grinding, still believing in her dream when nobody else did. Her family was on her about getting a real job. They would ask, "You ever thought about getting a job?" But Gloria knew that wasn't for her. She said, "I always thought like I don't want no job. A job ain't for me. Like I don't want to work with nobody. Just like it's cool having the job, cool, but like the type jobs I used to go work for, like y'all paying me 9, 11, 12, you know what I'm saying, dollars for all these work I'm doing, like nah." She had worked those minimum wage jobs before, McDonald's, retail, whatever she could find. But she knew she was meant for something bigger. The problem was, nobody else could see her vision. She said, "A lot of people ain't see the vision. That's one thing we gotta do. If don't nobody else believe in you, you always gotta believe in yourself. Cause like everybody ain't going to see the vision. Like you got $1 million vision, everybody's vision ain't worth $1 million." During this time, Gloria was also dealing with the psychological toll of poverty and instability. She was in her early 20s, watching her peers graduate college, get good jobs, start families, while she was sleeping on couches and chasing what seemed like an impossible dream. But Gloria had something that kept her going: manifestation. She was a firm believer in speaking things into existence. She said, "Your tongue is one of the most powerful things on your body. You gotta speak that shit. Whatever you wanna do, wake up in the morning, pray, whatever your religion is, and speak that shit. I'm gonna be her, I'm gonna do this by this time, I'm gonna be a millionaire by this time." Every morning, Gloria would wake up on that couch and declare that she was going to make it. She would visualize success, speak it into existence, and then go work toward making it happen. Most people thought she was delusional, but Gloria knew something they didn't. She was about to prove them all wrong. Gloria's belief in manifestation wasn't just some new age spiritual practice she picked up from social media. This was a survival mechanism. a way to maintain hope when everything around her suggested she should give up. Growing up in extreme poverty with no clear path to success, GloRilla had to create her own reality in her mind before she could create it in the physical world. She would wake up every morning and speak her goals into existence. "I'm gonna blow, dude. I'm gonna blow this something," she would say to herself and anyone who would listen. People would laugh at her or dismiss her as delusional, but GloRilla didn't care. She said, "One thing about me, I always spoke shit into life. I'm always like, I'm gonna do this by the time this year," or somebody be like, "Oh girl," I'm like, "Hell nah, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna blow." This wasn't just positive thinking. This was strategic visualization combined with relentless action. GloRilla would picture herself on stage, imagine herself signing record deals, visualize herself with enough money to take care of her family. Then she would go to the studio and work toward making those visions reality. The manifestation practice also helped her deal with the daily humiliation of her circumstances. When you're sleeping on someone else's couch and working minimum wage jobs while pursuing what seems like an impossible dream, it's easy to lose hope. But GloRilla's daily affirmations kept her focused on the future she was creating. She understood something that most people don't, that your current circumstances don't determine your future possibilities. Just because she was broke today didn't mean she would be broke tomorrow. Just because she was unknown today didn't mean she would be unknown forever. GloRilla also understood the power of persistence. She said, "Faith without work is dead, so you gotta work while you manifesting." She wasn't just sitting around hoping for success, she was actively working toward it every single day, even when the results weren't visible yet. This mindset would prove to be crucial when her breakthrough moment finally came, because when FNF started going viral, GloRilla was mentally prepared for success. She had been visualizing it, speaking it, and working toward it for so long that when it happened, she was ready to capitalize on the opportunity. April 2022. GloRilla is still sleeping on couches, still grinding, still believing in her dream when most people would have given up. She gets a call from producer Hit Kid who wants her to come to the studio. This wasn't unusual. GloRilla was always in somebody's studio, always working on new music, always hoping the next song would be the one. But this particular day was different, even though nobody knew it at the time. GloRilla showed up to the studio around 1 p.m., ready to work. Hit Kid had been cooking up some beats, and he played one that immediately caught GloRilla's attention. It had that Memphis crunk energy mixed with modern trap elements, exactly the kind of sound that matched GloRilla's personality. GloRilla had been going through some relationship drama and was in a mood. She was tired of dealing with unfaithful men and was ready to focus on herself and her girls. When she heard that beat, the words just started flowing. She wasn't trying to write a hit song, she was just expressing her real feelings in the moment. The hook came naturally, that part about being FNF, which I can't repeat on this family-friendly platform, but y'all know what it means. GloRilla and her friend in the studio kept repeating that phrase, and it just felt right. It captured exactly how she was feeling, fed up with men and ready to focus on her own success. Hit Kid was feeling the energy too. As GloRilla described it, this when me and her went to the booth and we just kept saying that part. And so after we got done, he was like, "All right, this was at 1. We got done with the session at 1. He said, "All right, video today at 4 o'clock. I said, "Damn, 4 o'clock? I'm talking about 4 o'clock? He was like, "I really want to shoot that hoe right now." Most artists would have wanted to sit with the song, maybe write more verses, polish it up, plan out a proper video shoot. But Hit Kid had a feeling about this track. He wanted to capture the raw energy while it was still fresh, while GloRilla was still in that mood that inspired the song. So they decided to shoot the video the same day they recorded the song. This wasn't a big budget production with professional dancers and elaborate sets. This was GloRilla and her friends just turning up, having fun, being themselves. The video was shot in Memphis, in the hood, with real people doing real things. The authenticity of that video would prove to be crucial to the song's success. In an era of overproduced, manufactured content, FNF felt genuine. It looked like something your friends might post on their Instagram stories, not like a professional music video, and that's exactly what made it special. GloRilla wasn't trying to be perfect or polished. She was just being herself. A young woman from Memphis who was tired of dealing with trifling men and ready to focus on her own success. That authenticity would resonate with millions of people who felt the same way. After they finished shooting the video, GloRilla went back to Gloss Up's couch. She had no idea that she had just created the song that would change her entire life. To her, it was just another day in the studio, another song to add to her catalog. But the universe had other plans. GloRilla posted a snippet of FNF on her Instagram page, just like she had done with dozens of other songs. She wasn't expecting anything special to happen. This was just part of her regular routine of promoting her music on social media. But this time was different. The snippet caught the attention of DJ Duffy, who had a significant following on TikTok. DJ Duffy saw something special in GloRilla's bars and decided to create a TikTok video using the FNF snippet as the background music. Within hours, that TikTok was everywhere. People were using the sound to create their own videos, and the FNF snippet was spreading across the platform like wildfire. But this wasn't just random viral content. The song was resonating with people on a deep level. Women across the country saw themselves in GloRilla's lyrics. They had been in similar situations, dealing with unfaithful partners, feeling fed up with relationship drama. The song gave them permission to prioritize themselves and their friendships over romantic relationships that weren't serving them. The timing was perfect too. This was 2022, coming out of the pandemic, and people were ready to have fun again. They were ready to go out with their friends, to celebrate their independence, to embrace their single status. FNF became the anthem for that energy. But what really made the song special was GloRilla's delivery. Her voice was deep, raspy, and commanding. She wasn't singing pretty melodies or trying to sound like other female rappers. She was bringing something completely different to the table, a raw, unfiltered energy that cut through all the noise. The TikTok algorithm picked up on the engagement and started pushing the sound to more and more users. Soon, celebrities were using the sound, influencers were creating content with it, and regular people were making their own FNF videos. The song was becoming a cultural moment, not just a viral hit. GloRilla watched all of this happening from Gloss Up's couch, probably not fully understanding the magnitude of what was occurring. She had been grinding for years, releasing music that barely got any attention, and now suddenly millions of people were listening to her voice every day. The numbers were growing exponentially. What started as a few thousand views became hundreds of thousands, then millions. The song was spreading faster than anyone could have predicted, and it was all happening organically. No major label push, no radio campaign, no expensive marketing, just pure, authentic content that people couldn't stop sharing. Day 1, GloRilla posts the snippet on Instagram. DJ Duffy creates the TikTok. The sound starts spreading. Day 2. The TikTok is exploding. Thousands of people are using the sound. GloRilla's phone is starting to blow up with notifications. She's getting messages from people she's never heard of, telling her how much they love the song. Day 3. The full song and music video drop on YouTube. Within hours, it has hundreds of thousands of views. By the end of the day, it's approaching 1 million. GloRilla's life is about to change forever. But it wasn't just the numbers that were impressive. It was the quality of the engagement. People weren't just passively listening to the song. They were actively participating in the culture around it. They were creating their own content, sharing their own stories, and making FNF part of their personal narratives. The song was particularly popular among young women who saw GloRilla as a voice for their generation. She wasn't trying to be glamorous or aspirational. She was just being real about her experiences and emotions. That authenticity was refreshing in an industry that often felt manufactured and fake. Record labels started taking notice. A&Rs who had never heard of GloRilla before were suddenly scrambling to find her contact information. Managers were reaching out, booking agents were calling, and everyone wanted to be part of whatever was happening with this unknown rapper from Memphis. GloRilla described the experience. "I had been rapping since 2019, but I ain't blow up until 2022. Like right after I made my first song, FNF. Like that same week, it didn't take the song long to blow up. It blew up in like 3 days. And so, I was just traveling the world like 2 days after I dropped the song, cause all the labels was calling me everywhere." Think about that for a second. On Monday, GloRilla was sleeping on a couch, working minimum wage jobs and struggling to get people to listen to her music. By Thursday, she was fielding calls from major record labels and planning trips around the world. That's not a gradual rise to fame. That's a complete life transformation in 72 hours. The psychological impact of this sudden change can't be understated. GloRilla had been preparing for success through manifestation and hard work, but nothing can really prepare you for the reality of going viral in the digital age. Suddenly, millions of people knew her name, her face, her voice. Her private life became public property, and every move she made was scrutinized by strangers on the internet. but Gloria handled it with the same confidence and authenticity that made FNF special in the first place. She didn't try to change her personality or her image to fit what people expected from a viral star. She stayed true to herself, and that consistency would prove to be crucial for her long-term success. When FNF went viral, every major record label in the industry wanted a piece of Gloria. We're talking about Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, Warner Music Group. All the big players were suddenly interested in this unknown rapper from Memphis who had created a cultural phenomenon from her friend's couch. The bidding war was intense. Labels were offering massive advances, promising huge marketing budgets, and trying to outdo each other with increasingly attractive deals. For someone who had been sleeping on couches and working minimum wage jobs just days earlier, these offers must have seemed surreal. But Gloria wasn't just going to sign with the highest bidder. She had been grinding in the music industry long enough to understand that the right partnership was more important than the biggest check. She needed a label that understood her vision, respected her artistry, and could help her build a sustainable career. After meeting with multiple labels and considering various offers, Gloria decided to sign with CMG, Collective Music Group, which is Yo Gotti's label based in Memphis. This decision made perfect sense for several reasons. First, Yo Gotti was also from Memphis and understood the culture that Gloria represented. He had successfully navigated the transition from street credibility to mainstream success, and he could provide guidance on how to maintain authenticity while reaching a broader audience. Second, CMG had a track record of developing Southern artists and understanding the unique sound and style that comes from that region. They weren't going to try to change Gloria into something she wasn't. They wanted to amplify what was already working. Third, staying with a Memphis-based label meant Gloria could remain connected to her roots and her community. She didn't have to move to New York or Los Angeles and lose touch with the environment that had shaped her artistry. The deal was reportedly worth several $1 million, with a significant advance and favorable terms for future releases. But more importantly, CMG understood that Gloria's success was built on authenticity, and they were committed to preserving that authenticity while helping her reach new heights. Yo Gotti himself was excited about the signing. He recognized that Gloria represented something special, not just a viral moment, but a genuine artist with staying power. He saw her as the next big thing coming out of Memphis, and he was right. The signing was announced with a video that showed Gloria receiving a $500,000 signing bonus in cash. The image of her holding all that money was powerful. It represented the transformation from poverty to prosperity, from sleeping on couches to signing million-dollar deals. But the real value of the CMG partnership wasn't just the money, it was the infrastructure and support system that came with it. Gloria now had access to professional management, booking agents, publicists, and all the other resources needed to build a sustainable career in the music industry. Just when people thought Gloria's story couldn't get any crazier, she dropped another bombshell. A few months after signing with CMG, she announced a remix of her song Tomorrow, featuring none other than Cardi B, one of the biggest names in hip-hop. But here's the wild part about how this collaboration came together. Gloria didn't have to beg Cardi B to get on the track or go through a bunch of industry politics. As Gloria explained, I texted her about hopping on the track and she hit me back like, "Girl, I already did it." It turns out that Yo Gotti and the CMG team had been working behind the scenes to set up the collaboration. They had sent the track to Cardi B's team, and she had already recorded her verse before Gloria even knew about it. When Gloria reached out to ask if Cardi would be interested in collaborating, Cardi was able to say she had already handled it. This collaboration was huge for several reasons. First, it legitimized Gloria as a serious artist in the eyes of the industry and the public. When someone of Cardi B's stature chooses to collaborate with you, it's a stamp of approval that opens doors and creates opportunities. Second, it exposed Gloria to Cardi B's massive fan base. Cardi had tens of millions of followers across social media platforms and a global audience that spanned multiple demographics. The collaboration introduced Gloria to listeners who might never have discovered her music otherwise. Third, it showed that Gloria could hold her own alongside established superstars. The Tomorrow 2 remix wasn't just Cardi B carrying a lesser-known artist. It was a genuine collaboration where both artists brought their A-game and created something special together. The song fused Cardi B's Bronx drill flavor with Gloria's Memphis crunk roots, creating a unique sound that represented both artists' backgrounds while appealing to a broad audience. The track was an instant hit, eventually reaching number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. The success of Tomorrow 2 proved that GloRilla's viral moment wasn't just a fluke. She had the talent and the star power to compete at the highest levels of the music industry. The collaboration also demonstrated her ability to adapt and evolve as an artist while maintaining her authentic voice. The music video for Tomorrow 2 was another cultural moment. Seeing GloRilla and Cardi B together, two women from different backgrounds but similar struggles, was powerful imagery that resonated with fans. It represented the possibilities that exist when talent meets opportunity and when artists support each other instead of competing. With the success of FNF and Tomorrow 2, GloRilla wasn't just a viral sensation anymore. She was a legitimate business empire in the making. But she understood that sustainable success required more than just hit songs. She needed to diversify her income streams and build a brand that could generate wealth beyond music. Her first major project was the Anyways Life's Great EP, released in November 2022. This 9-track project included her viral hits but also showcased her range as an artist. Songs like Blessed and Nut Quick demonstrated her ability to create different types of content while maintaining her authentic voice. But GloRilla also included more vulnerable tracks like Out Loud Thinking and No More Love. These songs showed a different side of her personality and proved that she could handle serious topics with the same authenticity she brought to her party anthems. No More Love in particular dealt with the emotional weight of a past abortion, showing GloRilla's willingness to address difficult personal experiences in her music. The EP was a commercial success, hitting number 11 on the Billboard 200, but more importantly, it established GloRilla as an artist with staying power, not just someone who got lucky with one viral song. Touring became a major revenue stream. GloRilla's first solo tour was a 16-city run across the United States, ending with a massive homecoming show in Memphis. The tour was completely sold out, proving that she had a real fan base willing to pay to see her perform live. By 2023, GloRilla's booking fee had shot up to between $50,000 and $100,000 per show. For someone who was sleeping on couches just a year earlier, this represented an incredible transformation. But GloRilla was smart about her touring strategy. She wasn't just taking every offer that came her way. She was selective about the venues and events that aligned with her brand and her values. Brand partnerships became another significant income source. Companies recognized GloRilla's influence and authenticity, and they wanted to associate their products with her image. She partnered with brands like Tommy Hilfiger and Sprite, deals that were reportedly worth millions of dollars. But GloRilla was careful about which brands she worked with. She understood that her authenticity was her most valuable asset, and she wasn't willing to compromise that for a quick payday. Every partnership had to make sense for her brand and her audience. Merchandise sales were also booming. GloRilla's fans wanted to wear her brand and represent her movement, and she capitalized on that demand with high-quality merchandise that reflected her personality and style. One of the most impressive aspects of GloRilla's story is how she handled her sudden wealth. Many artists who experience rapid success make poor financial decisions and end up broke within a few years, but GloRilla seemed to understand the importance of smart money management from the beginning. She invested in real estate, buying properties in Memphis and other markets. Real estate was a smart choice because it provided both appreciation potential and cash flow opportunities. It also allowed her to stay connected to her hometown while building long-term wealth. GloRilla also invested in her music career infrastructure. She hired professional management, booking agents, publicists, and other industry professionals who could help her make smart career decisions. These investments cost money upfront but paid dividends in terms of opportunities and earning potential. She was also smart about her lifestyle inflation. While she upgraded her living situation and bought some luxury items, she didn't go crazy with spending. She understood that her current success needed to be invested wisely to ensure long-term financial security. By early 2024, industry insiders estimated GloRilla's net worth at around $2 million. That might not seem like a huge number compared to established superstars, but considering she was sleeping on couches just 2 years earlier, it represented an incredible transformation. But GloRilla's financial success wasn't just about accumulating wealth, it was about creating generational change. She was the first person in her family to achieve this level of financial success, and she understood the responsibility that came with that achievement. However, This is where the story takes a controversial turn. Despite her financial success, allegations began to surface that GloRilla wasn't taking care of her family the way people expected. Given her background and her public statements about family loyalty, these allegations were particularly damaging. The family controversy surrounding GloRilla is one of the most complex and controversial aspects of her story. Here's someone who grew up in extreme poverty with 9 siblings, who had talked publicly about the struggles her family faced, and who had achieved incredible financial success. The expectation was that she would use her wealth to lift up the family members who had supported her during her darkest times. But according to various reports and social media posts, that's not what happened. GloRilla's sister allegedly exposed her on social media for not taking care of their family financially. The specific details of what was said aren't completely clear, but the implication was that GloRilla had become selfish with her money and had forgotten where she came from. This controversy hit different because it contradicted the image GloRilla had cultivated as someone who stayed true to her roots. She had talked about her family's struggles, she had remained in Memphis instead of moving to a major music market, and she had presented herself as someone who would never forget where she came from. The allegations suggested that GloRilla was living lavishly while her family members were still struggling with the same poverty she had escaped. For someone who had grown up sharing a single mattress with multiple siblings, the idea that she wouldn't help them when she had the means was particularly shocking to fans and critics. But this situation is more complex than it might appear on the surface. When someone achieves sudden wealth, especially someone from a large family with a history of financial struggles, the expectations and pressures can be overwhelming. Everyone has their hand out, everyone has an emergency, and everyone expects the successful family member to solve all their problems. There's also the question of enabling versus helping. Simply giving money to family members doesn't always solve their problems and can sometimes create new ones. Maybe GloRilla was trying to be strategic about how she helped her family, focusing on long-term solutions rather than quick fixes. It's also possible that there were family dynamics and personal conflicts that the public wasn't aware of. Families are complicated, and success can sometimes expose or exacerbate existing tensions and resentments. However, the public perception was clear. GloRilla had gotten greedy with her money and had turned her back on the people who had supported her when she had nothing. This perception was damaging to her brand and her reputation, especially among fans who had connected with her story of overcoming poverty and staying authentic. The controversy also raised broader questions about obligation and success. When someone makes it out of poverty, how much do they owe to the people who supported them? Is there a moral obligation to share wealth with family members, or is each person responsible for their own success? Despite the family controversy, GloRilla's business empire continued to grow and evolve. By 2025, she had established herself as one of the most successful young artists in hip-hop, with multiple revenue streams generating millions of dollars annually. Her 2025 Glorious Tour was a massive success, with sold-out venues across the United States. Reports suggest she was commanding between $100,000 and $250,000 per show, which represents incredible growth from her early days when she was performing for free just to get exposure. The tour wasn't just about the money, it was about connecting with her fan base and proving that she had staying power beyond her viral hits. The fact that she could sell out venues across the country demonstrated that she had built a real, sustainable fan base that would support her long-term career. Features and collaborations became another major revenue stream. After the success of her collaboration with Cardi B, other major artists wanted to work with GloRilla. Each feature was reportedly bringing in 6-figure fees, and her collaborations were consistently charting and generating additional income through streaming and radio play. Brand deals and endorsements continued to be lucrative. Companies recognized GloRilla's influence and authenticity, and they were willing to pay premium prices to associate their products with her brand. Her partnerships with companies like Tommy Hilfiger and Sprite were reportedly worth millions of dollars and helped establish her as a lifestyle brand beyond just music. Merchandise and publishing royalties provided steady income streams that weren't dependent on her active participation. Every time someone streamed her music, bought her merchandise, or used her songs and content, she was generating revenue. These passive income streams were crucial for building long-term wealth. GloRilla also expanded into other business ventures, though the specific details aren't all public. Industry insiders suggest she's involved in various entrepreneurial activities that leverage her brand and her influence to generate additional income. Her real estate investments continued to appreciate, providing both wealth preservation and additional cash flow. She was smart to invest in tangible assets that would hold value over time rather than just spending her money on depreciating luxury items. Gloria's lifestyle transformation from sleeping on couches to living in luxury is one of the most dramatic aspects of her story. But she approached her lifestyle upgrades strategically, focusing on comfort and security rather than just flashy displays of wealth. Her Memphis apartment is a perfect example of this approach. Instead of buying a massive mansion in an exclusive neighborhood, she chose a sleek modern loft in the heart of Memphis. The space is minimalist and classy, with natural light flooding through massive windows and clean lines throughout. The apartment reflects Gloria's personality. It's bold but not ostentatious, comfortable but not excessive. She has a state-of-the-art kitchen where she enjoys cooking, a peaceful balcony where she can relax and watch the city, and enough space to feel comfortable without being overwhelming. Her car collection tells a similar story. She has a Lamborghini Urus for when she wants to make a statement, an Infiniti QX80 for comfort and practicality, a Cadillac Escalade ESV for business and appearances, and a Rolls-Royce Cullinan as the crown jewel of her collection. Each vehicle serves a specific purpose and reflects different aspects of her personality and lifestyle. The Lamborghini represents her wild, fearless side. The Infiniti is for long tours and road trips. The Cadillac is for business meetings and red carpet events. The Rolls-Royce is pure luxury and a symbol of how far she's come. But Gloria's approach to luxury is different from many celebrities. She's not trying to impress anyone or prove anything. She's simply enjoying the fruits of her labor and the security that comes with financial success. Her fashion choices reflect this same philosophy. She works with professional stylists and wears high-end brands, but she maintains her authentic style and personality. She's not trying to transform into someone else, she's just upgrading the presentation of who she's always been. The lifestyle upgrade also includes things that aren't visible to the public: financial security, peace of mind, the ability to help others when she chooses to, and the freedom to make decisions based on what she wants rather than what she needs to survive. Gloria's impact on hip-hop culture and the music industry extends far beyond her personal success. She represents a shift in how artists can build careers in the digital age, and her story has inspired countless other aspiring musicians who come from similar backgrounds. First, she proved that authenticity still matters in an industry that often feels manufactured. FNF wasn't created by a team of songwriters and producers trying to engineer a hit. It was just Gloria being herself, talking about her real experiences, and people connected with that genuineness. Second, she demonstrated the power of social media and streaming platforms to democratize the music industry. You don't need a major label budget or radio play to reach millions of people. One TikTok can change your entire life if the content resonates with people. Third, Gloria's success opened doors for other female rappers from the South. The industry had been dominated by artists from New York, Atlanta, and Los Angeles for so long that Memphis and other southern cities were often overlooked. Gloria put Memphis back on the map in a major way. Her impact on female rap specifically can't be understated. At a time when the genre was dominated by a few major names, Gloria brought a different energy and perspective that resonated with a new generation of fans. She showed that there was room for different types of female rappers with different stories and different sounds. Gloria also influenced the conversation around independence and self-empowerment. FNF became an anthem for women who were tired of dealing with unfaithful partners and ready to focus on themselves and their friendships. The song gave permission to prioritize personal growth over romantic relationships. Her success story also became a source of inspiration for people from similar backgrounds. If someone who was sleeping on couches and working minimum wage jobs could build a multi-million-dollar empire, then maybe others could do the same. Gloria's story proved that circumstances don't determine destiny. Gloria's journey from McDonald's to millionaire offers several important lessons for anyone trying to achieve success in any field. The first lesson is the power of belief and manifestation. Gloria consistently spoke her goals into existence and visualized her success before it happened. She said, "One thing about me, I always spoke shit into life." This wasn't just positive thinking. It was strategic visualization combined with consistent action. The second lesson is the importance of authenticity. In a world full of manufactured content and fake personas, Gloria's genuine personality and real experiences cut through the noise. People connected with her because she was being herself, not trying to be what she thought people wanted. The third lesson is about persistence and resilience. Gloria faced rejection, poverty, instability, and doubt for years before her breakthrough. Most people would have given up, but she kept grinding because she believed in her vision even when nobody else did. The fourth lesson is about capitalizing on opportunities. When FNF went viral, Gloria didn't just enjoy the moment, she turned it into a business empire. She signed smart deals, made strategic investments, and built sustainable wealth. The fifth lesson is about the complexity of success. Gloria's story shows that achieving your dreams doesn't solve all your problems. It often creates new ones. Success brings new responsibilities, new pressures, and new challenges that you have to navigate carefully. The family controversy also offers lessons about the importance of managing relationships and expectations when you achieve success. Money changes dynamics, and it's crucial to handle those changes thoughtfully and strategically. Gloria's legacy is still being written, but she's already secured her place in hip-hop history as an artist who changed the game and inspired a generation. Whether she's remembered as a one-hit wonder or as a transformative figure will depend on what she does next and how she continues to evolve. As we look toward the future, Gloria's trajectory seems to be pointing upward. She's working on new music, including an album that she's been teasing to fans. The challenge will be following up the massive success of FNF while continuing to grow as an artist and avoiding the sophomore slump that affects many viral sensations. Her business ventures are likely to continue expanding. Smart artists use their music success as a platform to build wealth in other areas, and Gloria seems to understand this based on her investments and business moves so far. We can expect to see her involved in more entrepreneurial activities that leverage her brand and influence. The family situation will probably need to be addressed at some point. Public perception matters in the entertainment industry, and the allegations about not taking care of her family could impact her brand if they're not handled properly. Gloria may need to find a way to address these concerns while maintaining her privacy and protecting her financial interests. There's also the question of her place in hip-hop history. Will she be remembered as a one-hit wonder who got lucky, or as an artist who changed the game? That depends on her ability to continue creating relevant music and maintaining her connection with fans. The music industry is constantly evolving, and Gloria will need to adapt to new trends and technologies while staying true to her authentic voice. The artists who have long-term success are those who can evolve without losing what made them special in the first place. Gloria's story also represents broader changes in the music industry and society. The democratization of music distribution, the power of social media, the importance of authenticity. These trends are likely to continue shaping how artists build careers and connect with audiences. At the end of the day, Gloria's story is both inspiring and cautionary. It shows that dreams can come true, that authenticity matters, and that one moment can change everything. But it also shows that success brings new challenges and responsibilities that aren't always easy to navigate. She went from putting fries in bags at McDonald's to building a $20 million empire, all because she accidentally made a song that resonated with millions of people. That's the power of authenticity and the unpredictable nature of viral culture in the digital age. The fact that this success came by accident makes it even more remarkable. Gloria wasn't trying to engineer a hit or follow a formula. She was just being herself, expressing her real feelings, and the world responded. That's a lesson for all of us about the power of authenticity in a world that often rewards fakeness. Whether you love her or have questions about how she's handled her success, you can't deny that Gloria's impact on hip-hop and popular culture has been significant. She proved that you don't need to come from Atlanta or New York to make it big, and she opened doors for other artists from overlooked markets. The family controversy is unfortunate, but it's also a reminder that money doesn't solve all problems. Sometimes it creates new ones. How Gloria handles these challenges will determine her legacy and her long-term success. Her story represents the American dream in the digital age. The possibility that anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances, can achieve incredible success if they have talent, persistence, and a little bit of luck. But it also shows that success comes with responsibilities and challenges that aren't always visible from the outside. What do you think about Gloria's journey? Was she right to prioritize building her empire, or should she have done more for her family? How do you think she should handle the controversy moving forward? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop's biggest stories. Gloria's story is far from over. She's still young, still hungry, and still evolving as an artist and as a person. Whether she becomes a hip-hop legend or a cautionary tale will depend on the choices she makes in the coming years. But one thing is certain: Her journey from poverty to prosperity has already inspired millions of people and changed the conversation about what's possible in the music industry. Until next time, stay blessed and keep grinding. Remember, your current circumstances don't determine your future possibilities. If GloRilla can go from sleeping on couches to building a $20 million empire, then maybe you can achieve your dreams too. The key is believing in yourself, staying authentic, and never giving up on your vision, even when nobody else can see it.